Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to more Little Goody Two-Shoes. Also, I'll switch to this avatar because we're closer to Halloween.
Little Goody Two-Shoes.
Okay, let's, without further ado, get back in there. Last time we were in the domain of the Angry Birds, and there was a Rozenmarine there that I think was a fake. Well, it was confirmed to be a fake. So I guess let's go find the real one. So I gotta get reused to the controls, because I always get back used to Misty as a Kaya, where the run button is a different button. Rozenmarine.
Good morning, Elise.
Good morning, Elise. Have you completely lost your wits, Rozenmarine? Last night in the woods, what were you thinking, saying?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't... You weren't yourself, Rozenmarine. What do you mean?
Out with it!
Oh, don't give me that now. No, Elise, I didn't even step foot in the woods. You were with me the entire time, Rozenmarine. No, I wasn't. I couldn't follow you into the woods. The trees blocked my path. You went on ahead no matter how much I called for you, and I did wait for you, but you never came back for me. If that wasn't Rozenmarine, then who in the Lord's name?
Are you alright, Elise?
Is everything alright, Elise? You look a little...
Rozenmarine.
Rozenmarine. You can talk to me. You don't have to keep it all to yourself.
You know...
I had a dream about you. It was... Oh, Elise. I saw you and your grandmother and... Oh yeah, that music thing. It felt like I was seeing my path to finding you in Kieferberg.
It's fate, Elise.
Oh, Elise, it's fate. Fate, you say. You still don't believe it, do you? Hard not to after last night. Oh, did you get it? Huh? Why, the testament, Elise. Yes, those crows, I was offered to strand my own hair, and... Oh, Elise, that's wonderful. All you need to do is prepare it to be eaten. Eaten? Remember, these are gifts you're giving him, Elise. But it's hair.
Yes.
A part of your own mortal body, yes. Gifts for the host, food, drink, and good company. Food, you say. The tender flesh needs to be food.
Are you alright, Elise?
You look tired, Elise. Is everything alright? I feel like I'm losing my wits, Rozenmarine. Elise. Come now, let's head out to work. Everything's falling into place, Elise. You'll see. Party talk. Actual Rozenmarine this time. Say, Elise, I've been wondering about that room upstairs. Granny Hall's bedroom. What about it? Wouldn't you like me to clean it as well? There's no need. I don't go in there at all. All the more reason to give it a good sweeping. I haven't been in there since she passed, you see. Oh, I'm so sorry, Elise. I didn't mean to. That's alright. In fact, I don't even have the key anymore. I locked it up the day she passed. I don't know where I put it. I understand, Elise. I wonder what happened to that key. Knowing myself, I may have thrown it off the peaks. Then we'll never find it. Head to Kieferberg. And I've never looked at this viewpoint. I've never gone there. I will try to go there. Looks like a good place to go. Okay, guess heading to the town square is our next mission. So can I talk to her more? Something I'd say is worth wondering about, Rozenmarine. Is how Flock lost his eye, wouldn't you say? Oh, I've always wondered about that. I suppose he must have gotten injured, or... Could have been a branch, or he might have fallen, perhaps. Doesn't seem he's in pain, at least. Oh, how I wish I could talk to him. I have so many questions, such as... Why he followed me, firstly. Your hat's made of hay, that's my best guess. Oh, and I'd ask him his name, too. Isn't it Flock? I was the one who thought of that. It's not really his name. He's a goat, Rozenmarine. Why? But he still has his own character, at least. We're done wondering about useless things, Rosemary. Oh, but it's so much fun, isn't it? Say, Rosemary, you know how to sew, don't you? Somewhat, yes. That explains it, I suppose. Explains what? Why the patches on your dress are so clumsy. We could ask Mrs. Marielle to help, you know. Marielle. Oh, but I quite like my dress. That's alright, but I'd say you deserve better, newer clothes, so... I don't need better, at least. This is my dress. It's been with me for years now. All these patches and tears mean something to me, you see. What does that moon-shaped one mean, then? Oh, this is from an old blanket of mine. It brings me comfort to have it with me wherever I go. And the squares? Granny patched it for me when I fell off a tree. I can't bring myself to part with it now that she's gone. Fine. You have your reasons. I appreciate the thought, Elise. This is the Rozenmarine I know, there's no doubt. I don't know what to make of last night's Rozenmarine, though. There's that goat. Oh, what am I doing talking to a goat? Quick, save bird. Save slot, save slot 7. Oh wait, how hungry and stuff? 2 hunger, 2 health, 1 hunger. So can I talk to her more? No. Just double, well, checking. Past the grape zone. So can I go this way just to see what it looks like? Wow. Flowers and a nice view. May thy flesh serve him was what those crows said. If that's what it takes to get there, I might as well give him everything I have. Shining in the distance, the monumental castle stands ephemeral and out of reach. Whose castle is it? Tell me. Who knows? Crows. Oh, there's so many crows. What are these crows doing here?
Are you alright?
Elise, is everything alright? This can't be good. I'd best hurry. Party talk. Okay, same stuff. Birds. No, I don't want to go this way. I just wanted to go around the birds. Don't go close to them. They're nesting in the hay. There's birds here, too. Acorn. I can still shop. There's cats still sitting everywhere. There's a lot of birds here, cats. You'd think they'd want them, but anyway. How much money do I have? Nothing. Okay. Not buying anything now. More crows everywhere.
What in the Lord's name?
What's all this? I don't think I've ever seen so many crows at once. Come, Rozenmarine, we must find out what's going on. ask her anything now? No, okay. Find out what happened. Is there a marker for that? Nope, just go around town, I guess. You'll be scraping bird poop off the roofs for weeks, Elma. Oh, Elise, rather. Would you take a look at this nonsense? These crows, I see. All of Kieferberg is thick with the filthy things. I told everyone I'd seen them yesterday, Mrs. Elma. They're a pest, and Lord knows where they've come from. Oh, but they're not dangerous, I'm certain. What are you saying, lass? Of course they are. You'd best talk some sense into your cousin, Elise. She's clearly not all there, the poor lass. Alright, let's go, Rosemary. Ah, yes. I assume I can't get into the church because they're blocking it. Save bird. Actually, before going this way, check the little alleyway down here for anyone. Nope. They're even eating this. They smell awful. Many blemished, discolored, and wrinkled apples await to be fed to the livestock. Look, it's the thing, the pole, the maypole. It's coming along, I suppose. Kieferberg's maypole leans clumsily to the side, still stripped of its main decorations. I'll check down here somewhere, but I don't think this is a big deal area. There aren't even any birds here. Well, there is a bird, but you know what I mean. Spotted with isolated homes and rows of crops. Yeah. Guess let's head over to where the stables are. No use whining about it, Jacob. It's a no. But Granny, what's wrong, Mrs. Marlin? It's Apfel, lass. He came down with a fever last night. A fever? Is he alright? Lepkuchin said the poor lad was delirious. Oh, please let me go see him, Granny. Absolutely not, Jacob, and that's fine. Where is he right now, Mrs. Marlin? In church, I've heard. Oh, I could go wait for him by the fountain. Wait for your father to come back, Jacob. I wouldn't want you at these birds' mercy either. But Granny, this also goes for you two. Don't go near those crows, you hear? Oh, but have they hurt anyone? Lord knows they could. Chicken. Lots of chickens. The birds own this place. I should have believed you last night, Elise. I suppose. Not that it would have prevented anything, though. Oh, the dreadful things are everywhere. They've been circling the windmill all morning, you see. The lads are still up there trying to do away with them. Circling the windmill? What for? Why, to steal our grain, Elise. Those crows are a bad omen, that's for sure. I wouldn't want to lend old Jokin's notions any weight, but we should give it some thought, I'd say. Now that's a bad omen. So up at the windmill, apparently. I don't see any crows. Maybe you're lying. Yes. Nice lake. I'll take good care of it, Father. There's nothing to see here, Elise. You'd best head back to town. You were the one who first saw these crows, weren't you, Elise? It's not as though you folks believed me when it mattered. I've said it last night, and I'll say it again. You're hiding. It matters not, old joke. We must focus on the matter at hand. We all had our fill of trouble last night, didn't we? We don't need any more yelling, that's for sure. Now, they didn't steal that much grain, folks.
You know,
How much did they steal, Mr. Gustav? About a sack in total. We got it here in time to prevent the worst. The darn birds were building a nest in the oven. We ought to give it a good scrubbing later. It doesn't seem they're keen on attacking us, at least. We've locked it up and trusted Eugene here with the key for now. I appreciate the trust. Of course, especially after all of yesterday's goings-on. Because he was stolen from, or because he has no horses to steal the grain with. Who's to stand guard here, then? Before we get into that, Bernhard. Yeah, it is hard. Why do I keep saying herd? Bernhard. There's something I'd like to say. We're all well aware of what happened last night, however. We ought to stick together, folks, now more than ever. You heard the man. Kieferberg is what we make of it, don't forget that. I ought to head back to church. Is Apfel feeling better, Father? That's what I'm looking into, Finn. You'd best go with Elise. Lepkuchin will fill you in, I'm certain. Will do, Mr. Gustav. I was wondering, Elise. Mr. Bernhard said the crows were trying to make a nest in the oven. I suppose it's a cozy little nook. I don't see what's so... So there's an oven in the windmill, right? There's always been an oven in the windmill, Rosemary. What's your... The tender flesh, Elise. Wouldn't this be a good way to prepare it? Making bread out of it, you say? Maybe you could ask about town if they'd let you in.
now that you mention
That's rather risky, Rosemary. I suppose, but... I can't think of any other way either. Not if I want to find him. Well, there's gotta be other ovens in town. Certainly. It's worth a try, I'd say. Alright, I'll see what I can find out. This is the Rozenmarine I know. Yep. What are my missions? Talk to Elizabeth in the church, which apparently passes time, and talk to folks to investigate, it says. I'd say they snuck in through the roof, Gustav. When did you realize the crows were in the windmill, Mr. Ludwig? Heinrich came about to collect some flour this morning. He was the one who gave the alert. So you've locked it up, have you? We must keep those birds out, Elise, or they'll take all our grain. I draw them away, or are you standing here all day? Are you standing here all day? I understand you'd like to keep guard, but isn't it a little much? We'll be doing shifts, Elise. Gustav and Bernhard are up next. I see. Do you want to stand guard with us, Elise? I hope you weren't planning on making any bread today, lass. I was, actually. Might want to get some from Gretel today, Elise. Are you certain you're not leaving, Mr. Ludwig? Wouldn't it be the wisest to leave it to the crows, would it? I suppose not. You can have a word with Eugene if you're that keen on baking bread today. I must ask, though, why are you so insistent, Elise? I'd best go see how Apfel's doing, if you'll excuse me. No, suspicious. Okay, I can talk to more folks to investigate, apparently. Should I, though? Where, though? I don't see any others marked. Suppose they didn't quite like that, but now I know what to ask Mr. Eugene in a little while. He might help. A little while, so I guess he's not ready to be asked? Or they're right here. Better days will come, lad. When I've settled in Primmeldorf, God willing. Don't make hasty decisions, Eugene. What is it, Elise? I was wondering about the key, or you're rather trusted, Mr. Eugene. This one? The key to the windmill, even. The lass is right, Eugene. It's a shame for you to leave. Nothing I can do about that, folks. There's nothing left for me here in Kieferberg, you see. Still, I think everyone would miss you, Mr. Eugene. Please reconsider. No, I've made up my mind, but I do appreciate it, Elise. Even this key, I will only be holding on to it until the evening, Mr. Eugene. It's too much responsibility, lass. I'm not too comfortable with it in my pocket, I must admit. Why not hand it over to someone else, then? I could take it to Mr. Gustav if you'd like. That's alright, Elise. There's no better place than Kieferberg, lad. Okay, now... Later, ask Eugene about the key, okay. And that's when I'll take it off of him. Be like, I'll bring it to this person, and then I just cook bread. Which, I don't know how long cooking bread takes, but we'll have to try to do it quick. There's a circle of mushrooms here. Let's go through the alleyway so that we can see if there's anybody in there. Just more birds. Mrs. O'Dealy. Eek! Don't tell me you're hiding from the crows. I'm not going anywhere near those dreadful things. Oh, this is all your fault. How is this our fault, Mrs. O'Dealy? You two are hiding something, I know it. Old Jokin's being taken for a fool, but I know you. Is this because of what I said yesterday, Mrs. O'Dealy? All these awful goings-on. I understand it's frightening, Mrs. O'Dealy, but you can't... Oh, but these crows weren't enough. Even our children are hexed now. What are you... Shoo, shoo, leave me be, you. Okay. I'd best go lend the lads a hand, Brunhild. No, Guido, please don't go. What's going on? You don't mean to say you haven't seen them, do you? I've seen them before anyone else in Kieferberg, as you know. My, you ought to know something about this, then. Oh, please stop with that nonsense, Mrs. Wilma. Those wretched things broke into the windmill, Elise. Hence why I'd best head back there, Brunhild. She's pregnant, Guido. Don't let her get worked up. They broke into the windmill, Mr. Guido. Stole our grain, the dastards. I must go, Brunhild. I can't stand here all day. Oh, Guido, what if they attack me while you're away? I don't know, this isn't the movie The Birds. They're not attacking. Okay, they moved now. This is bad. This is very bad. I better figure out why these crows are in Kieferberg. And fast. I don't know, my yard has lots of crows sometimes. They just like to hang out sometimes, that's all. The bird flew away, but I'm still saving it. Okay, what's going on in here? Somebody's sick. Let's see. Ah, it's nice to see you, Elise. You've heard about Apfel, I assume. No, I haven't. Apfel was very ill last night, Elise. He had a very high fever. He was delirious. Oh, the poor lad. I can't bear looking at his little hands. What about them, Mrs. Dorothea? It's best you hear it from me, Elise, so you get the real story. You've been up all night, Lisbeth. We can tell her. Apfel is fine now, as you can see, but last night I was awoken by him moaning, speaking nonsense. His fever was boiling him alive. We called for Father Hans and brought him to church, but Apfel had never been so ill, I thought I'd lose him. He wasn't all there, either. Kept mumbling to himself, and I didn't know how, but his hands were injured. It's horrifying, and they were so bloody. It's as if they were pecked at by something. I can't explain it. Please collect yourself, Mrs. Lisbeth. That's right, Mrs. Lisbeth. Take deep breaths. At first I thought he'd caught the goat sickness somehow, but it doesn't explain his hands or what happened to my goats. Oh, this is my disgrace. It's alright, Mrs. Lisbeth. We're all here for you. It's alright.
You know,
What about the goats? It must have happened while we were praying for Apfel in church. When Mrs. Lisbeth went to fetch him dry clothes, she happened upon 2 of her goats lying on the ground. They'd bled to death, their tongues had been ripped out, and their heads were severed, too. Can rest assured we'll help you, Mrs. Lisbeth. I shall arrange for a doctor to come as soon as possible. What am I to do with one sick goat, Father? We'll make certain you and the children don't go without, Mrs. Lisbeth. You're welcome to have supper with Finn and I any time, Lisbeth. Thank you, but I don't have strength, Dorothea. Mrs. Dorothea will be looking after Apfel, Mrs. Lisbeth. You'd best go home and rest for the day. Of course, Father, thank you. Come, I'll walk with you and Apfel home. Yes.
I'm sorry,
This is awful, Elise. I ought to pay them a visit later. Okay. What's it called? Dawn is done, now it's morning. It's one thing after another, isn't it? But first things first. I ought to figure out how I'm going to get my hands on that key. Romantic date available, and then tasks available. Later I ask about the key, so that's not here yet. I've gotta go meet Rozenmarine at the viewpoint. Then I can later get money, hopefully. Luckily I got the Muffy, Mipsy, whatever her name is, stuff early, so I can look out the window. As much as I dislike Sunday Mass, I have to admit I feel at peace here. Too bad the old geezer's always about. Bathed in sunshine, each stained glass panel casts a warm glow over the church's gilded marble. So is there anything on this side? Another one of these. Polished completely smooth, the pearly stone base sits untouched. The birds. Save again. Was that something I should know about? What's going on over here? Is everything alright, Mrs. Marielle? Oh, Elise. It's so horrifying. To think this would happen to Lisbeth of all people. All on her own with 2 children, too. Oh, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I haven't seen Grun all morning. I had a word with Mrs. Lisbeth early this morning. Grun was in tears. I couldn't bear the sight. It seems they're going to be in class with Dorothea and Lepkuchen. I'll see what I can do for them this afternoon. Even if it's just keeping them company or entertaining Grun. Oh, I can only hope none of this misfortune gets sent my way. Well, she just say later, so I guess we'll go to our quote-unquote date. That's the wrong one. That leads maybe to the castle. Also, there's a picture of the maypole up there. That's what that looks like to me. Maybe this is where they meant. The crossroads, the maypole, past the maypole. Maybe that hint at the beginning of the game was for that. Oh well, that's long gone now. There she is. I'll spend time with her. Flock.
For goodness sake.
You and that goat of yours, Rozenmarine.
Oh, Elise.
Oh, Elise, there's no need to be jealous.
Rozenmarine!
I'm not jealous of a goat, you. Isn't she, Flock? The bouncy goat. A boat, if you will. How would you like to sleep with him out in the granary, Rosemary? Ah, I'd have Flock to hold close. I wouldn't be cold at all.
For goodness sake.
Why, you... Ah, Flock, don't get so close to the edge. You be careful too, Rosemary. You can see everything from here, can't you? I suppose.
I feel right.
Something's on your mind, Elise, I can tell. Can't even be left to brood in peace, can I? You're going through some changes, that's all. Some changes, you said. Your path will become clearer and clearer, you'll see. Aren't you a little too cheery, or I don't know about this? It almost feels like you're mocking me, Rosemary. Come now, Elise, give me your hands.
Rozenmarine!
Rosemary, what are you? Let's dance, Elise. You're going too fast, Rosemary. We're approaching the full moon, Elise. You know what that means. How would I know such a thing? It's time to celebrate new beginnings.
I'm here for you, Elise.
Our new beginning together.
For goodness sake!
What new beginning, Rosemary? You're not making sense. Why, you following your dreams, Elise. The fulfillment of my purpose, too. Everything's coming together just the way the stars told me it would.
Rozenmarine!
Rosemary. We ought to celebrate our good fortune, Elise.
Wait!
Wait, Rosemary, you're spinning too fast.
I feel alright, Elise.
Are you alright, Elise?
For goodness sake!
For goodness sake.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think... I used to dance with Granny like this every month, and You swung your Granny around like this? Of course, every month. You're truly... Whether you believe me or not, Elise, let me put it this way. You see that castle in the distance, don't you? Yeah, who lives there? Yes. It may seem far away from where you stand now, but the stars are even further away, yet they still guided me to you, didn't they?
Rozenmarine.
Rosemary. Are there any other places with pretty views in Kieferberg? I suppose the windmill's not bad. Will you meet me there tomorrow afternoon, then?
I see.
Our new beginning together, she says.
I'm sorry.
Elise? I'll be there, Rosemarine. We'd best head back now.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Labus Boes, which I think translates to proof of love, is what that means. Anyway, heartbeats, quiet. How many of those do we have at this point? Okay, now it is high noon. New objective to meet her at the windmill, but that's later. Now I can either play Kiss the Rat or help with chickens, not the chickens again. I'd rather... Maybe I'll do the Kiss the Rat. We shall see. Although I will bring, No, wait, do I even have enough food to do that? I was gonna say, I would bring... Yeah, I'd need food rapidly. Maybe I should just eat some stuff ahead of time. I got plenty of bread. Don't eat the Lebkuchen. I'll bring Rozenmarine on the job with me. It's the old windmill. Past the bird zone. Still don't have any money yet, so don't go over there. What's going on today? Right now, I think. You should weave in more of the blue flowers, Linda. Didn't we leave the maypole to Freya this year? Freya clearly has better taste, anyhow. I don't remember inviting you to this conversation last. Come now, Mrs. Wilma. Freya's not even finished with it yet. I'd say she'd be sad if you changed it without telling her, Mrs. Willow. Why, I'd never do such a thing. I trust her judgment. I'm having her lend a hand with the wreaths, too. So you can find even more faults in her work, I see. I haven't asked you for a hand for a reason. It's best we keep calm. Just chilling. This is tiring, Muffy's over there. This is tiring, Rosemary. Asking about town, you mean? No, I don't think we can count on that. I should have chosen my words a little more carefully, I suppose. That's alright, Elise. We'll find a way. It's a little too late for that, Rosemary. If only I could turn back time and attempt it again. Either way, Elise, folks are rather restless. You haven't been asking about town yourself, have you? No, of course not. Alright, well, I'll call for you if I need you. I'll be here, Elise. It's like, reverse back time. It's like, reload your save, please. I'm like, nah. We'll just ask about Eugene about the key later, don't worry. Where's the job I want, anyway? Guess the rat is over there. I don't want to... Well, if I bring... Yeah, I'll try the chickens again, and we'll bring her, and maybe it'll be easier.
Muffy!
It's you.
Goodness!
That's enough. I'm not giving you one more crumb.
Oh.
But you promised me some Lepkuchi. I promised you nothing, Mercy. Folks are already thinking it's strange, Elise, that you knew about the crows since yesterday.
Is that so?
You know what? Why don't you go ahead? Who's to believe a scrawny little squealer like you, anyhow? Well, Jokin does, Elise. Mrs. O'Dilly does, too. Oh, do they? What are you telling them, then? That I saw you talking to those crows yesterday. There was a golden one, too, wasn't there? Well, she sees the stuff, too.
Muffy!
Why, you? I guess that confirms I'm not crazy. Following you about town is truly so much fun, Elise. I just know you have the Lepkuchen you promised me tucked away. Here's Lepkuchen. A bundle of cookies.
Alright.
You keep your mouth shut, you hear? I don't want to add any more to these folks' imaginations. Why, but they're not imagining anything, are they?
Oh, shush it!
Shut it, Muddy. Not one more word about this. I'll keep quiet, but I was wondering. I gave you what you wanted, so go ahead. Alright, but why don't you bring me some hearty soup tomorrow?
Out with it!
Off with you, Mandy. Eek. See, she reduced the suspicion. I suppose I'll be safe for today. Now I need to buy a hearty soup. I don't know how expensive that is. Guess we'll find out. Okay, let's go into the back alleys and help with chickens again. And maybe with Rozenmarine it will be easier. What's going on over here? Don't go losing your wits like that, O'Dealy. It may be best to rest for the day, Mrs. O'Dealy. Is everything alright? Ache. What's gotten into her? O'Dealy's terrified of the crows, Elise. Old Jokin's right. It's that lassie and her cousin. Oh, for goodness sake. This isn't good for you, O'Dealy. Think about your health. Your heart can't take much more. Oh, but I can't settle down, Marielle. The Lord is with Kieferberg. We must not forget that. You ought to put your faith in him, Mrs. O'Dealy. That's right, O'Dealy. You can't get swayed by whatever old Jokin says. Do I look like a witch to you, Mrs. O'Dealy? Oh, I wouldn't know, lass. What do you mean you wouldn't know? Don't rile her up, Elise. We'll take care of her. Don't you worry, dear. I'll help you with your chickens, I guess. Let me just check the rest of this area. Anything going on in this corner that I should know about? It's best you start confessing, Dorothea. A mother's sin passed on to her child, you know. Passes on. Oh, for goodness sake. Why, it's a fact, Elise. What you ought to do, Dorothea, is wear your rosary all 9 months. Oh, I will, but Brunhild, she... What about Mrs. Brunhild? She's been doing these divinations. I don't think those work anyhow, or why not let her, then? Well, if I say I don't think those work anyhow, they might say, how would you know that? Why not let her, then? Also might be taken the wrong way. Yep. It's all old wives' tales and whatnot. Still, Elise, it could be harmful if she goes too far. This witch nonsense about town, too. It may have been her who brought all of these crows, even. Oh, for goodness sake, Mrs. Lorelei. Honestly, Lorelei, we can't go around making accusations left and right. She would never do such a thing, Mrs. Lorelei. Alright, alright. You don't all have to pounce on me like that. Suspicion go down, you see, I am good. Now we're max unsuspicious again. It's like nothing bad happened. So I think I keep hearing somebody being annoyed. Anyway, let's... the chickens. Are you one to eat a lot of eggs, Elise? What else is there to eat in this town, anyhow? Oh, you have enough for a hog or two, I'm certain. Huh? Anyhow, won't you fetch me a few eggs for supper? Alright. Let's have you pitch in for that hog, what do you say? If you bring me the entire coop, I will. I wasn't allowed... Oh, Rozenmarine, here we go. It'll cost 2 extra food. She eats double as much as me, I guess. Out of my way, you feathered rat. Feathered rat. She doesn't like birds, I guess. Now we will hopefully do better this time. I don't know what Rozenmarine will make it easier or not, but let's see. Now I turned into Rozenmarine somehow. Let her do it. Oh no, now I think Rozenmarine is better at it. No, I still... Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I don't even know if we did good at all. Let's see what happened. We got back up to A, at least. That might be the max for all I know. I don't know if there's anything past it. You win. Alright, you did well, Elise. Here you go for your time. That's not a lot of money. Thank you, Mr. Wilhelm. Think of me when you get that hog, you hear? Is he mocking me, or... time changing. Afternoon. I might have to do some stuff in the afternoon. And I need to buy, what was it she wanted? A hearty soup. And then I might not have enough to eat to survive. We shall hope we will be fine. These would be for the festival, I wager. Several rolls of fabrics tucked away to be used for the festival's various stalls and bunting. Okay, I guess later still I ask about the key. Guess I really messed up on getting that early, but that's fine. It just has to be done eventually, right? Okay. That means I get to work again. Okay. Chop wood or help with apples. I think I'll do the chopping wood again, which is on that side of town. That's also where I can get the hearty soup. Right. Oh, Elise, Mrs. Wilma's working me like a donkey today. When doesn't she? I'm sorry, Elise. I didn't mean to yell. All of Kieferberg is on edge today, Freya. You need to let off a little steam, too. Oh, I can't help it. I should bring some cheer back into folks' days, Elise. Who made it your duty to do such a thing? Why, I did. We're all grumpy enough as is. I can't make it even worse. Folks don't appreciate your cheer enough, Freya. Oh, Elise, we can't blame them, can we? Don't you get tired of getting nothing in return? Why, but this is who I am, Elise. I enjoy looking after folks as best as I can. I can't help it. You're truly... I suppose it does make me look a little foolish, doesn't it? Aw, is she nice? How's this thing going? Okay, same description. I need to get in there. Please step aside. Kieferberg's in. I'm buying. You have hearty soup, right? I can afford a hearty soup. Excellent. Do not eat it. Okay, let's see. And then, do I have enough money for anything I would want? Not really. Goodbye, Miss Wilma. There's a Wilma and there's a Wilma. Different people. Okay, I had her help me that one time. Do I dare do it again? Because that was a lot of food I just used up. And I don't think she helped that much. Like, I can't afford to feed her. I just can't. So I'll have to do it myself. Okay, I didn't... What's the button to show me the message? Second. Okay, this one... Are you sure that's... Okay. Old folks' homes are left behind to rot after they go on to meet their maker, huh? It's such a waste, isn't it? She said. Okay. I guess we're talking about that house. Anyway. Oh, won't you lend me a hand, Elise? What do you need, Mrs. Mariel? Some wood for the hearth, if that's not too much trouble. To think I used to be able to do it myself. Of course, Mrs. Mariel. And then I'll need to eat food or I'll die. I'll get right to it. Oh, thank you, Elise. I'm so glad I can count on you, my dear. No, Rozenmarine. I will starve to death if I use it. Why don't they ask Freya to chop it for them instead? Is she good at it or something? She seemed pretty busy. Yes, the chopping and the kicking. Don't kill things. Or hit anvils and stuff. I'm sorry, I tried to kill it. Okay. You kick a lot more than you actually chop wood in this mini. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I tried to kick the wood. Let me guess, B? Okay, it wasn't a C at least. You pass. Oh, this is lovely, Elise. Thank you so much, my dear. There's no problem, Mrs. Mariel. Mariel, whatever I decide to call her today. Okay, dusk. meet Lebkuchin at the bakery. Why is everything all... Is it because I'm starving to death? Is that what this looks like? Is this what it feels like to starve to death? Bread, eat it. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. A long day today, wasn't it, dearie? For you too, Mrs. McTild. Not at all. I had a lovely nap just earlier. I can't remember the last time I took a nap. Let's call it the perks of old age, my dear. There aren't many, but I make the most of it. You're rather cheery, Mrs. McTild. Why, most of the crows are gone, at least. That's a relief, I must say. Makes one wonder why, doesn't it? Sure does, Mrs. McTild. Sure does. Have dinner with Rozenmarine and meet Lebkuchin at the bakery to get more food. Let me buy some food, too. I bought a hearty soup. Can I buy another one here? Might want one. Let's see. This heals. Hearty soup. And the roast turkey does a lot. Full heal and stuff. Let's buy a second hearty soup. Make sure to only ever eat one. And I'll buy more bread on the way home, I guess? Where I could buy pretzels. We shall see. Are you sure that's all, sweetheart? Yes. Well, Ma. She said they were gone, but aren't these crows right here? I think she was just wrong. Okay. I mean, maybe there's a little less to be for it. On your way home, are you? Yet rest assured, Mr. Bernhard, I'm about to leave. Afraid the last will be taken by the crows, Bernhard. You best not jest, old lad. What about you two? Still worried about the crows? I wish they'd leave already, that's what. They're just resting here, I'd say. They didn't hurt anyone or try to steal anything else. It's not as though they necessarily had to, Mr. Bernhard. Doesn't sit right with me at all. Speaking of which, I'm concerned about Eugene. He's been rather cheery for someone who's been robbed, don't you think? I'd say he seems fine to me. Folks like him, Elise. Oftentimes they're misleading you to think they're in good health. What makes you think that, Mr. Wilhelm? Eugene isn't one to share his thoughts, lass. The lad's the same as always, as though nothing happened. We must make certain he isn't left on his own for long stretches of time, lest he... do something. Let me just double-check the church. Sometimes people are in here. It's kind of dark, though. The lantern doesn't light much in here. Okay. Wait, Elise, is it because I... What, didn't have her work with me that one time? I just can't afford it. There you are, lassie, huh? We need to have a word with you, Elise. A word with me, you say? Your cousin's been going about town spreading nonsense, Elise. Such as? Why, saying the crows are nothing to fret about, for instance. She's a kind soul, Mrs. Elma. She isn't afraid of any animals, on the contrary. I see how that might be true, Elise, but still. We're to be wary of such things, not make little of them. I understand, Mrs. Elma. This is dangerous. I ought to make certain I bring Rozenmarine to work with me. Or I'll have to deal with this every day. I mean, it was easy to answer the questions. Honestly, I don't think it's worth the extra food price of needing to pay her. Okay, Lebkuchin, give me my daily food. My daily bread, yes. I know, Elise. I haven't said anything yet, have I? You don't have to, Elise. What am I to do with you, Lebkuchin? At least tell me you'll get a good night's sleep tonight. If nobody else breaks into a fever, I might. Here's your bread, Elise. The double bread. What's on your mind, Lipkuchin? Things that would upset you, Elise. I'm not certain you trust me at all. I trust you enough to not ask you about it. Keep coming back to this, Leb, if there's... I meant it, Elise. You don't have to tell me. Whatever it is you can't tell me, I won't cry. You trust me that much, huh? Even if you truly were the witch. Lipkuchin, I mean it, Elise. I trust you'll tell me in time. Whenever you're ready. You're truly... tired. For someone who's so attentive to others, Lipkuchin, you're not. I'll see you about town tomorrow. For goodness sake, you're so stubborn. Lipkuchin's restless, isn't she? All I can do is make certain I don't involve her in any way. I need food. I'm buying. Let's see, Lipkuchin we can afford. Pretzels are good for healing, but I mostly just want some food. So just give me 2 more pieces of bread. And that should last me for a bit, I hope. Anything else? Some pretzels, maybe? Nah, I'm good. You ought to eat more, at least. That's what she said. You ought to eat more, at least. Eat up. Yeah, okay. Let's go have dinner with the Rozenmarine, which doesn't actually give me food. Oh no, is something spooky gonna happen again? Elise. Elise, come quick. What's the matter, Jacob? It's Aphel. He's gone missing. What? Oh, please, come quick, Elise. The kid that was sick with the bloody hands. We must go and look for him. That's right. We can't sit about waiting forever.
You know...
What's going on here? Aphel's gone missing, Elise. Hopefully the lads will find him on their patrol. They will happen upon him, I'm certain. They don't know he's missing, Father. By the time they're back, my poor boy could have... Mama, we all need to remain calm. Calm, Father. My boy is missing. Lord knows if he's alright, let alone if the worst has happened. We all knew those crows were an omen.
Out with it!
Not this again, you old wretch. Ought to have taken the lad to the witch. What a horrible thing to say, old joking.
You old geezer!
You truly have no decency, you.
That's enough!
Cannot give in to hysteria, brethren. Brethren. Oh, to think the lads went out in search of crows. The crows were a threat, lass. Oh, that's it. I'm going looking for him myself.
Anyway...
I'll go. Let me be the one to go, Mrs. Lisbeth. It's best we wait for the lads. I can't allow... Oh, will you really, Elise? Now there's a brave lass. Oh, but Father Hans is right. It's dangerous. Leave it to me, Mrs. Lisbeth. Oh, Elise. Do not condone your disobedience, Elise. I do. I need you to go, Elise, for Angelica's sake as well. Truly, the poor lass can't be without a mother. We can lend a hand with whatever you need, Elise. You'd best make certain you have enough food and matches to you. I'll be here, Elise. Let me know when you're leaving. So am I not having dinner? Well, the dinner doesn't pass time, so maybe I'll go run over and have dinner and then do this. If this passes time. Find your way to the woods. Oh, no. The woods... No, wait. Now I can no longer have dinner. I didn't even get to make it. That was just to try to make me go home, and then... Now we're doing something else. Okay, so I guess I'm going to the woods to look for the kids. So I will save and end this episode here. Maybe I'll record another one on the same day again. Okay, everyone. If you enjoyed this, then liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing are all appreciated. The most important thing, though, that thou must absolutely do is have a nice day. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.